right, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Holocore Podcast. I'm Vinny Keller, here with Bill Riley.
Yo.
And also the Margarita Madman, Dan Steinman.
Hey.
All right. All right. This week's guest is Jon Donais from Shadows Fall and Living Wreckage, and most notably Anthrax. We had a good time talking to him. Here's that conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this. We appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, John?
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. So, how's quarantine treating you? Or how was quarantine?
It's been a shitty 2 years, man.
I'm sure.
But at least Anthrax, we've been doing these weekend shows since July, and that's really helped out a lot. Some of these festivals, and it's been a good time to get back on stage and have a little bit of normalcy again.
That's awesome. How many have you done?
I think we've done about 6 or 7.
Nice, man. That's great.
That's awesome.
So it's been fun. And then I have a band here called Living Wreckage, and we've been playing on the weekends, doing bars. We do covers and originals, and that's been a blast too.
Sick. What kind of covers are you doing?
Oh man, we do a lot of 80s and 90s metal. Like we'll do shit from like Guns N' Roses, Pantera, and then we might like hear like a Bryan Adams song or Billy Idol, and so it's all kind of mixed up.
That's great, awesome. Dude. That is awesome.
So, can you give us a background of how you got into music?
Yeah. So probably I was 6, and I was in stuff before now was when MTV was fucking gigantic, and seeing them really made me want to play guitar. It was my first 2 tapes were Bon Jovi and David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile, and I got that for Christmas when I was 6, and that did it. And then I ended up seeing Bon Jovi and Skid Row when I was like 10.
Oh shit!
And
awesome.
seeing this guy, seeing it, because back then too, when I was a kid, I'm older than you guys. I'm 42. So I don't know if you guys like when you guys were kids. I don't know what was on MTV, but we had
bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Sort of
we
like
caught the tail end of the music. It really started to gravitate more
Yeah.
towards reality TV at that point.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
really just lost
exactly.
interest.
So we were like Real World, Road Rules.
Yeah. I got
challenges.
sucked into the real world though too.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I guess I discovered MTV around like 5th grade ish, and like it was like TRL and it was all that poppy bullshit. Like you got corn.
Yeah, so I was in high school when that shit came out. But when I was a kid, though, like MTV played a lot of hard rock music, and those bands not only were they just all over the radio and MTV, it was almost like movie stars because you saw them so much on TV that they just seemed like superheroes, like they weren't real people.
Yeah,
So,
they had that larger-than-life persona.
Yeah, so a rock show in the 80s is like, fuck, man. It was larger than life, and just especially being that young and seeing how nuts people were going for these bands. I mean, that really did. I was like, I want to be up on stage and I want to play guitar.
That's awesome. That's funny. I had a similar like thing. Vinny actually taught me how to play guitar when we were like 13, or maybe even younger than that. And then ever since I picked up a guitar, I had the same thing. Like that's all I wanted to do was just play guitar and tour, and yeah. So that's I get that feeling.
And that's once I started playing guitar when I was 12, and man, I just always just wanted to be in a band and play music. And then when I got to finally do it, I was like, wow, it's nothing like MTV. But I still love it. But I was like, man, it is nothing like this. This is some hard shit.
Yeah, man.
How long before, how long into playing did it take you to start a band?
About a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had my first show at a club called Pearl Street here in Northampton, which had a lot of bigger bands play there. And actually, my first show we was opening up for a band called Strip Mine, and Sully from Godsmack was in that band.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome. When did Shadows Fall come into play? How far into your guitar career?
So I was 17 when I started Shadows Fall.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a junior. I started that band because I was in a band called Aftershock with Adam Duckwitz from Killswitch Engage.
Right.
Yes.
We both went to high school together. And that was his band, and I joined that band as his guitarist. And he ended up going to college. He was a couple of years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So once he went to college, which was Berkeley, he stayed there. I was like, well, we're not going to be playing too much because he's going to be at college. So that's when I started Shadows Fall with Matt.
Nice. So you had Phil. Was Phil your first singer, or there was a singer?
Phil was our
before that?
second singer.
Okay.
We had the first guy his name was Damien. He didn't last too long. We just did a demo. I think it might have been like 3 or 4 songs with him, and he left the band pretty fast. And then Phil came in. That was Phil's first time being a frontman. He was in this awesome death metal band called Perpetual Doom, and he was the guitar player. And he wanted to give try the frontman thing and see how that worked.
Were you guys strictly screaming at that point, or was there clean vocals?
No, from day one, we always had clean vocals. I knew I wanted to do that from day one. I loved that Fear Factory was starting out. They were one of the first bands who were mixing the clean singing and that real heavy shit. And Matt, I always knew had a good clean singing voice, but I also knew I wanted a singer that could do that too, because I didn't want to be strictly screaming. Because I mean, I like that stuff. But I'm more into the guitar playing, and the vocals become kind of background to me when it's all screaming.
Right.
And like a lot of death metal, I love a lot of death metal, but I'm really paying attention to more what the guitarist is doing. I'm like, oh, that's a fucking sick riff, or then I'm not really listening to the vocals a lot.
Right. I feel that I don't really listen to vocals,
Yeah.
screaming vocals, that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the
even
same
when there's
way.
like clean vocals, I'm not really listening to like what they're saying. I'm listening to the melody of it and how.
Yeah, I could deal if the guitar player is awesome. I could deal with a shitty singer. Just I can focus on the guitar.
Yeah, right. So
what led to Phil leaving the band?
So we were we wanted to go more in like a thrash rock and roll
Okay.
type thing, and he wasn't so much into the thrash stuff, and he liked the clean singing, but he liked to do the brutal and the clean, and didn't really want to do the rock and roll thrash type thing.
Gotcha.
So we both were like, yeah, we kind of both want to do different things, and so we split off, and we knew Brian Fair from touring with Overcast, and Brian had that kind of thrash testament type thing going on.
Yeah.
With his voice, plus could do the real aggro screaming stuff. So we're like, well, we'd like to give that guy a shot and see if he wants to hang and see what happens. And it clicked right away when he came down.
Yeah, man. Sounds like it worked out really well.
Yeah.
yeah. So how'd you guys come up with the name Shadows Fall? Was there like a story behind it, or was it just a name that fit?
Well, hopefully, I don't think we got sued yet, so I can probably tell the story. It's actually a comic book, and Matt's big into comic books.
Okay.
And he saw the name and thought it sounded pretty cool, and it wasn't they weren't making it anymore, so it was discontinued. So like I don't know, I'm like, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, As I Lay Dying was a book prior to their band.
Yeah,
so like, yeah.
Nobody said shit, so
And then The Devil Wears Prada.
Well, ours too.
yeah, I mean, a lot of bands are named after movies and books.
Yeah, ours was Legends of the Fall, which is also a movie name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like a disconnect. Like there's some kind of
Yeah, like
because it's a
isn't
whole different media.
White Zombie's a movie, Faster Pussycat's a movie.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite Shadows Fall record to record?
To record, let's see.
Or even like what album cycle was the best for Shadows Fall?
They all have like a different story but the ones that stick out, obviously the first one, because we got a record deal and we did Of One Blood, and at the time I was just a 20-year-old kid and couldn't believe that someone was going to put out a record that I could play guitar on. And so that was exciting. And it was all kind of like Zeus, who became this awesome producer. It was his first shot too. So we kind of all grew up together and just went into this world not knowing what the fuck to do, or we just kind of all helped each other out.
Right.
But recording, when we got signed to Atlantic, that was the first time we had a big budget to do a record, like a serious budget. And we stayed in LA for 2 months.
And was that Threads of Life? Was that record?
Yeah. So we did that at Dave Grohl's studio at 606.
Oh, that's awesome. Was that the documentary they made, Sound City? Was it that?
He bought the board for that, but that was before we did our record. He
But
didn't have that board yet.
It was in that studio.
But it's in there now.
But that was the studio you're talking about, right?
No, not Sound City.
Okay.
We were at Studio 606.
Okay.
And Dave Grohl ended up buying the board from Sound City to put into 606.
Okay.
But recording there and living out there, having an apartment. I shared an apartment with Matt. It was just fun to be out there every day and work with Nick Raskulinecz. That was crazy. And then, Dave Grohl would just walk in sometimes and hang with us.
That's badass. Did he ever consult on the music or?
He would listen to it and rock out. One of the stories that was fun was he came in one night. He saw that at the time we were into Jaeger. Shadows Fall was endorsed by Jägermeister. So, well, we had some wild nights on that. And he's like, all right. So one night he came in. He had his motorcycle helmet still on, and he had this thing, Icelandic schnapps. I can't remember what the hell it was called, but he came in with 2 big bottles. He was like, all right, we're not working tonight, boys. And we're like, all right, cool. We just got fucking loaded and stopped recording. Just party at the studio all night.
That's so badass.
Nice, man. That's great.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
So how long did it take you to record Threads of Life? You said 2 months?
Threads was 2 months, yeah, which was the longest we were ever in a studio.
Yeah, was that purposely, did you guys pre-plan that to stay there for 2 months? Did you write in the studio?
We went. I think we went about a week or two longer than we thought, but that was pretty much the time frame we were looking at.
Nice. Was everything ready to go when you went into the studio, or you just kind of?
See, before that, we'd have the music ready, but a lot of the times, this was before some of the guys like Matt knew how to record, but he didn't know it so well to do vocals and Pro Tools and all that. So a lot of the stuff we did back in the day, we didn't know what was going to happen to the vocals until Brian started doing it. So a lot of that stuff would get worked out on the spot.
Gotcha.
Where the later records, we knew, all right, this is what it's going to sound like. So that was probably the last record we did that way. We were like, oh, what's this going to sound like? And we just got to kind of wait to see what Brian did.
Right. So during the Threads of Life album cycles, when Shadows Fall got financially stable, I'm assuming, where you guys were super self-sufficient and everything was this was actually a career at this point.
Yeah, it became. We stopped because we toured so much after 2003. After what the fuck's it called? Art of Balance. After that record, we toured so much that we stopped our day jobs because we were never home. We couldn't get a job because we were out so much.
Right.
And then things really started to pick up on The War Within, and kind of from there. And then we had probably 3-4 years where we lived off the band, all right, and then it kind of dipped back down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you mentioned earlier how everybody was helping each other out. I was always fascinated by that Massachusetts metal scene. It was right around that time, 2000, in the early 2000s, there was an influx of metal bands coming from Massachusetts.
And it seemed to be a tight-knit brotherhood coming at it.
Right,
everybody was friends with one another.
Yeah. Yeah, it was real special. I forget about how special it was and what a cool scene we had. Because the local bands kicked ass. They were just as good as a lot of the signed bands. And it was just something kind of new and fresh. Us, Killswitch. And then we even went to Jersey and became friends with God Forbid. And then Meet Lamb of God, we kind of all just started up at the same time. And, Hatebreed's from Connecticut, On Earth. It was just a lot of cool bands, and everybody became quick friends. It was just a party on the road. It was just us just being idiot kids, just having a good time and all getting along, and we all respected and listened to each other's bands too, which was cool.
Yeah, when you watch like the DVDs, like Killswitch's DVD, and all you guys are interviewed in it, like it just seems like everybody is like super good friends.
Yeah, especially us and Killswitch, because Mike and Brian went to school together. I went to school with Adam.
Yeah.
So
And Mike and
I've
Brian,
known Adam since I was 14 years old.
That's awesome. And Mike and Brian were in Overcast together.
Right, and that's the band that I thought from our area. I'm like, those guys are gonna make it. That's the fucking band that's gonna do it from this area. And they broke up.
Yeah, I saw them not too long ago at the 2014 This Is Hardcore in Philly. They played, and then Killswitch played a set without Joel, which was badass. And they played all of Fixation.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was super rad. But it was cool to see like Overcast play.
Yeah, man, they always kicked ass. I remember the first time I saw them, I must have been about 15, and they blew me away.
Yeah, so I remember seeing you guys 2005 Ozfest main stage.
Oh, yeah. Oh man.
Oh, dude, I remember that show. That was fucking great.
That was
Yeah.
him and I were there. That was a great fucking show. And that's when I first like got into you guys. Like I first heard The War Within, and that record blew me away. And then to see you guys play next to Iron Maiden was like,
And Black Sabbath,
and
too.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I couldn't believe I was there myself.
I'm
Like,
sure.
I just, having a dressing room next to Ozzy and being able to hear him warm up with a piano and hitting the notes and warming up, and walking by him every day, walking by Iron Maiden, or somebody from Iron Maiden would come in our room, like, hey, how you guys doing? It's mind blowing.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure you
dude,
had to
coming
pinch
up on the
yourself every
80s
day.
music, I mean, that
Yeah,
had to be
that's
epic.
where I'm from. My favorite stuff's the 80s. So I was watching Iron Maiden and Ozzy as a kid on TV. Because that's when that stuff was on MTV.
Yeah.
So what's it like now being in Anthrax, since that was like your bag back then?
Yeah, that's another thing. I remember seeing Anthrax first time I saw them was, oh man, I must have been like 11 years old, and Antisocial was on Dial MTV, which was when you could call in your favorite videos. You call in and vote for them. And Anthrax was on the top 10 countdown. Like, come home from school, and that shit was on TV. And that's the first time I heard them, and I've loved them ever since. I remember bringing in a tape of Antisocial, and I asked my guitar teacher to teach me it, and that's one of the early songs that I learned. So it's all pretty crazy.
Right. That's amazing.
Sometimes I still look over, to my left, and I see these guys, and I can't believe I'm playing this shit with them.
Right. How did you go about getting into Anthrax? Like, how do you?
So I knew them because Shadows Fall did some shows with them,
Okay.
and we knew each other, and just from being around doing festivals and stuff. And I knew Rob, and Rob called me up to let me know he was going to leave the band, and he wanted to know if I could cover him if he left. So at first, I didn't think I could do it because Shadows Fall was supposed to go to Europe with Testament.
Right.
And then I called my friends and family and I told them the situation. They're like, "You're a fucking idiot. You got to do this." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right," because this is an opportunity that'll probably never ever happen again.
Yeah,
Right,
dude, you
absolutely.
can't
So,
pass that one up.
Yeah. And then once that went in my head, I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So I did the same thing Rob did. I called up one of my friends, this guy Felipe, who played in a band Acaro, and I go, "Hey, dude, I can't tell you why, but would you be able to cover me for this tour?" And he said he could. So then I called up Rob. I go, "Yeah, I'm in, definitely." And then I didn't hear anything for about a month. And I figured maybe they found somebody, or I didn't know what the hell happened. And then Scott called me about a month later, and he goes, "Hey, man, I heard you heard what happened." And I go, "Yep." He goes, "So can you do it?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I just went to Australia with them, and then they just kept having tours come up, tours kept coming up, and then I just, been there ever since.
Right.
Did you initially think it was just going to be like a temporary thing?
Yeah, at first, but then I asked Rob, I go, "Are you going to come back?" Because I didn't want to learn like 20-something songs do a 2-week tour and then be like, all right, get the fuck out of here. Because I'm like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, dude.
Well, once Rob is like, nah, man, I'm not coming back. So once I knew there was an opportunity to fill that full time, that vacancy, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go for it.
That's incredible, man. So did you get to jam with them before, or was it like, here's the songs, learn them kind of deal?
I got to jam with Scott only because I was living in LA at the time, so he didn't live too far from where I lived. So I went to his house and he showed me, the correct way to play the riffs.
Okay.
And we went over that. And then besides that, I think I might have went over there twice, maybe I think twice, and maybe it was even once. Fuck, I can't remember. And then I just was on a plane to Australia to play with them on Soundwave with Slayer and Metallica.
Oh man, that's brutal.
That's pressure.
Yeah. I was shaking the first show.
God bless you, brother. I don't know how you did it.
I was freaking out.
That's crazy. That's awesome, though, man.
Yeah,
once that first show was done, I felt so much better. But leading up to that show, I was a wreck.
I'm sure.
You don't want to blow such a big opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially like on such an established, iconic band like that, you're kind of under the radar, and people already bummed that some new guys showing up. So they're like,
all right, you get them old heads. You heard, I think Killswitch talk about it when they played with Slayer. How like the Slayer fans were like, get the fuck off the stage.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like even though how good of a band Killswitch is, like they're just like, I don't even give a fuck about you. I just want to hear Slayer.
Oh, dude, that was my first show back. I don't even know, 2004 maybe, and it was there was an opener, and then it was Mastodon, Killswitch, and Slayer. And Slayer was touring on God Hates Us All, and Killswitch was touring on The End of Heartache. And it was
was that a Jägermeister tour?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
I remember that tour. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I got so much. I was like 14, 15, and I walked out with so much Jägermeister gear, and I'm like, do they realize that they're giving this to kids? Like, either way. But but yeah, dude, that was a phenomenal show. Absolutely phenomenal. I called him in Philadelphia at the Electric Factory.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah, that place is fucking awesome.
Oh, it's such a good place to catch a show.
Philly's a great crowd to play for.
Oh yeah, everybody in Philly's nuts. We're all just
so metal.
We're all crazy. Sports, music, whatever you got, dude. We love it to the extreme.
Yeah, I love going there. I always have a good time there.
Yeah, so you're a full-fledged member of Anthrax now. Do you write with them? Have you guys been?
I don't.
Okay.
I just do the leads. They have a system. Those guys are writing the record right now, actually. So while they do that, I started a new band with Matt Bashan from Shadows Fall. It's called Live in Wreckage, and that's where all my writing is going to right now.
Okay.
So Shadows Fall is not really going to be too active anymore, so I'm not writing any music for that at the moment. I don't know if I will, but at the moment, Live in Wreckage is my full-time writing gig, and we have an EP out right now. People want to check out, then go to Bandcamp, check it out, and then we'll have a new record coming out in early 2022.
Nice,
dude. Go on the road.
So, what was the downfall of Shadows Fall? Why did you guys give it up?
It was just financial problems. We just couldn't make a living out of it anymore. So, a couple of the guys got married, had kids, and it wasn't to make a living out of it. You have to be on the road nonstop and having a wife and kids and stuff. Guys didn't want to do that. I don't think anyone wanted to. And it just, we were working really hard and we just couldn't get back. And it's real frustrating when you're writing, you think you got something good that people are going to like, and then it just kind of doesn't go anywhere. And it's kind of just brings you down, doesn't make you not want to really do it anymore. And then you're going out there playing in front of, 100 people or something in a bigger room, and just it's hard, and it's hard to walk back to the bus all excited and want to cheers beers after that.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were doing the arena tours before, right? With Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot, and
you see a lot of your friends like Killswitch and Log, you blowing the fuck up, and you're just like, we're nobody gives a shit about us, fuck. We should just stop.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't you like hit them up and be like, "Can you put us on tour with you?" Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we always did, but that's the thing. We were always a support band. They always did take us out, but then it's hard to make money when you're at that level. When you got to keep being a support band.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually you got to be a headliner to make it a job.
Right. That makes sense, man.
We just couldn't get to that headliner spot.
That's a bummer. So we heard there was a reunion though in December.
Yeah, which all right, we actually got a sold out show, man. First Shadows Fall sold out show in fucking 20 years.
I think that's what it takes. Man. A little bit of time off, and then everybody wants you again.
Right?
Walk away, man. Let them start to miss
you. Know what will happen? Like our black cloud will follow us, and it'll be the biggest fucking nor'easter we've ever seen that night.
Oh, God, that'd be terrible. So, can I ask you about a song on The War Within?
Sure. I mean, if it's about lyrics, I probably can't answer them.
No. I'm a guitar player. I give a fuck about
lyrics. All right, cool. All
right. Fuck Brian Farron.
Yeah, this goes about me.
Yeah, this is all about you. And I hope you were the one who played this solo on the Ghost of Past
I did
Failures.
All of these.
Oh, so the Ghost of Past Failures was your solo. That is
all of them were.
That is the best solo ever written, ever. And I'm not saying that because I'm talking to you. I've been listening to that solo since I was young, and I can never get over how good it is. Oh no.
Oh, it froze up.
You killed him.
I killed him.
Yeah,
we lost you for a second.
So I don't improvise a lot in the studio. I go in there planned out just like a riff or a song. I know what I want to do. But we were doing pre-production. I remember being in Zeus's basement, and we were just playing live, the whole band. We weren't. He was recording it, but it wasn't getting recorded for anything. It was just for us.
Right.
And we were just working out the song, and of course, during practices, I would improvise, but not in the studio. And then when I did the lead, I remember Zeus being like, "Dude, that fucking lead is awesome." And I go, "Dude, I don't really remember what I did. I just whatever." So I had to relearn a lot of the parts, and that was pretty much just off the cuff. Of course, when I did it in the studio, I wasn't just doing it off the cuff, but originally it was just kind of written like that. It was a fast written solo because I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. And yeah.
So here's a shot in the dark. Do you have tabs for that? And if you
I don't, you know it's actually funny, man. I've been fucking on ultimateguitartab.com trying to relearn my shit.
That's hilarious.
I'm listening to stuff. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell I was doing there. A lot of stuff I got to change too because I'm a different player and I play with a little bit of a different style now, of course. And the stuff I was doing 20 years ago would not be the stuff I would come up with now. So I'm listening like, oh, man, I have no idea what's going on there. I'm going to have to try to figure it out, but kind of do something different now.
So are you the type of player to like not remember things if you don't play it for a while? Because I know like if I learned a song today, by the end of the week I won't know it anymore.
Yeah,
if I don't keep playing it.
I have to play it. Even like I told Anthrax that because a lot of times, you know, I'll be getting ready, getting dressed and warmed up. They're like, "Yeah, man, you played that song with us before." They'll play a song. I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't remember it."
Yeah, that was 2 months ago. What good does that do me today?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I need to be warned, like what I'm about to play. I would never be able to be in a band with like someone like Bruce Springsteen who just calls out a song and you out of like or Guns N' Roses. Those guys do the same thing.
Jack White does it too. Jack White, he goes into the set without a set list and he just calls out a song and his band plays it.
Yeah. I don't know how people remember all that shit.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Even the stuff I write. We're doing Shadows Fall rehearsals now, and I'm like, yeah, this is a pain in the ass.
I'm sure, yeah. I played for a Stone Temple Pilots tribute not too long ago. I played our set 1,000 times, like just practicing at my house, and I don't remember any of the riffs. Like, and it's such simple shit. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, and right now I've got 3 bands going at once, which is
Oh, dude,
I've
that's
never
got to get so confusing.
before. So I've got Shadows Fall going, getting ready for a show. Anthrax is doing shows. Living Wreckage is doing shows, and all three of them at once. So my brain is fucking scrambled.
Sure. Just do me a favor. If you find good tabs for that solo, send them over. Send them our way.
Yeah,
I want to learn that solo.
I might have to go. Who knows? If we play it for our show, I'm going to have to go on ultimateguitar.com and see if the tabs are close enough.
Just email them over to us, please.
Let's see how good your fans are at transcribing your solos.
Yeah, right? A lot of times, too, I'm like, wow, they're making me look really good. There's no way I did that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I look at tabs for songs and I'm like, that's not possible.
Yeah.
No human could play that.
Yeah, maybe with another finger, but not with these ones.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's
So,
funny, dude.
So is Anthrax your full-time job now, or do you have like a day job?
Well, it was until the pandemic.
Right.
So now I don't know. Anthrax doesn't have a tour until, the next thing I know is September. So might have to start looking for something else. So if anyone needs a guitar player.
Oh man,
That's great, man.
So Jason, he went to Overkill, right?
Yep.
And then did Matt go to a different band, or did he just?
Matt went to Act of Defiance, which was him, Chris Broderick from Megadeth, and Sean Jover from Megadeth.
Okay. So it
And
looks
now
like
Chris is playing in Flames now, so I don't know what's going on with those guys.
that's wild. Yeah, you guys all dipped off to '80s bands. That's amazing.
That's where we're cutting. That's what Shadows Fall. True Love was the '80s stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we just seen fucking Megadeth like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks
Megadeth,
ago,
Lamb of God, Trivium.
and In Flames.
Oh, nice. How was that?
Oh, it was amazing.
In Flames was supposed to play that show too, but I guess they were having COVID restrictions.
Oh man,
stuff.
I can't wait to go on tour. I'm gonna cry the first time we get on a tour bus.
I'm sure. So we're guitar players, so let's talk about some gear. What are you using these days? I watched a video not too long ago of you. You were using Kempers. Are you still using Kemper?
Yes. So I've been using Kempers for 3-4 years now, and I love them. I love that how easy they are to bring around, and don't have when you're playing festivals, you don't have to worry about renting somebody's shitty amp or if your tone's going to be the same or having the right. Or I remember just trying to like hook up my lead boost and stuff sometimes, or putting the delay on, and it would just not be the same as my amp. I hated that shit. So now I love that with the Kemper that I have my tones the same everywhere, no matter where I go.
Right. Yeah, I love that. I've been playing Line 6 since I was. Oh man, there was never a time where I wasn't playing Line 6 actually, and I was always about like the simplicity of having that same tone over and over and over, and you don't have to think about like the tubes warming up.
Yeah, I love it, man. And a lot of people are like, the tube amps are way better, and I understand that in the studio and stuff, but I mean, at a show, shit is so loud and stuff. I
can't even tell.
That somebody would be able to be able to tell between that and a tube amp, but. I mean, maybe there's fucking special people out there who have those dog ears. Those studio guys might be able to, but there's no way in hell if you put a gun in my head, I could tell you the difference.
Yeah, not a chance, dude. I mean, there's audio files that can.
No, dude. Vinny and I. So Trivium played before Lamb of God at the show we were talking about.
Yep.
And they played with Kempers, and then Lamb of God came with the real amps, and it was a difference.
Oh, really?
It was a big difference. It hit you differently.
Yeah, there was definitely there was something that like it was very. I want to say Trivium was like super clean and tight, but you could definitely tell that there was like more of like a raunchiness to like a Mesa Boogie, amplifier that hit you different. I guess
it might be because they were using cabs and just moving air on stage. I know
that I can't live without
a cab.
I have to have a cabinet. I need to feel that.
Right.
Straight in-ears, I don't think. I do have in-ears, but I also like to hear. I still have stuff in the front monitor, and I still have my cab in the back.
Yeah, I like to feel the thump Like, yeah, I gotta feel the
Yeah.
air on stage.
Me too.
Yeah, Trivium had nothing, so they were just
Right.
going straight Kemper into the board. But what kind of cab are you using?
Right now I'm using the EVH cab.
Okay.
Nice.
So it looks like, I guess over the course of your career, it looks like you have a couple different guitar preferences, and I don't know if it's just from different endorsements at the time. But I looked up, and I don't know if Google did me wrong here, but did you start with BC Rich?
No, I started with Washburn.
Okay. So I did have that on here, but
From Washburn, I went to ESP. Then ESP discontinued my signature.
okay.
And then once they discontinued that, BC Rich offered me a signature, so I ended up with them. But then they were hard to get on the phone. So at the time. So then Legator ended up calling me, but I think I might have been playing my ESPs again, but I wasn't endorsed by them, just playing them live. And Legator called me up, or they called our management and asked if we were interested, but I never heard of the company. And I was like, sure, send over a guitar. And I wasn't expecting much because I just never heard of the companies. And I was totally blown away. I couldn't believe it. So from then I was hooked on it. And it was probably like a $900 guitar, and it sounded like better than all my guitars. It sounded so awesome. So I've been with them for about, I think, since 2012 or 2013.
Okay. Yeah, I've always been curious about them too, because like I guess back when they were first coming out, you couldn't just go to a store and like a Guitar Center and pick one up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even now they're still quite a bit smaller than those companies, but a lot of people are playing a lot now, and they're starting to get their name out there.
Yeah. Like I'm the type of dude, like I need to go and like before I purchase a guitar, like make that kind of purchase, I need to actually play that thing. And I've always been scared to just be like bite the bullet and order one and see if it's all cracked
I mean
up.
I don't think I could ever do that. Just not playing a guitar and just seeing what the hell happens and what shows up at your house.
Right.
Yeah, I did that not too long ago. I just bought a new guitar. Bought an Ibanez S series. I forget the model.
But a lot of people do that, man. Buy guitars off eBay and the internet, and it works out.
Yeah, I've been pretty stuck with the Ibanez S series.
Yeah, those are the skinny body ones.
Skinny body, yeah.
Yeah,
they just feel.
I like them.
Yeah, they feel great, and I mean, the two I have are awesome. So I got another one, and I'm very, very happy with it. Also happy, and I know you play Fishman.
Yeah, I love those.
I have the Fishman pickups, and I was watching your, I think it was the Sweetwater video that you did, where you said it was night and day. What was it, Ken who came over to install them on your guitar?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. Ken called me up, started talking about these pickups, and I'd never heard of them. So once again, I wasn't expecting much. Ken put them in one of my guitars. And then I was at a practice one day, and my main guitar string broke, so he put them in my backup. And I had them in my guitar, but I was playing them on my little practice amp, so it's kind of hard to tell. I was like, it sounds good through my practice amp, but when I was playing it through my real rig, holy shit, I was blown away how tight, crunchy they were.
Right.
They had definition. It was the exact pickup I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, the clarity is unmatched with any pickup.
But still having that saturation and crunch, that modern crunch.
Yeah, so my two other guitars, I have bare knuckle juggernauts in them. And I thought those were like the best pickups I ever played until like I told him, I was like, dude, I plugged this guitar in and it was godlike. And then he came over and played it, and like that thing it's a fucking animal.
Right on.
Yeah, those pickups are great. Are there any other pickups you like?
Yeah, I dig the EMG pickups. That's who I was with before. Before that, then I like the Seymour Duncan JBs. I like the DiMarzio PAF Pro. There's a lot of them I dig.
Did you ever play the what the fuck are they called? I have them in my 1S. The Deactivators.
Nope, I haven't tried those.
So those are really good too. Those I would say are close to what I guess the clarity of the Fishman.
Okay.
They come close. Not quite there yet. So what other gear are you using? Are you using that same pedal board from that video?
Yeah, I use the Kemper pedal board. Then I use the clickless Dunlop wah, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you don't have to click it over. Just
Yeah.
fucking step on it and it's on. That thing rules. But it's that and, a wireless system, really.
Yeah. Do you experiment with effects at all ever? Or...
Not too often. I'm not a guy who's really into gear stuff. Once I find something that I like, I kind of stick with it, and pretty much just some rhythm, lead channel, and clean guitar.
Nice. I was pretty blown away by the fact that you use 8 to 38s, right, for your standard tuning.
8 to 38s when I'm tuned to E.
Mm-hmm.
I think 9 to 46 when I'm E flat, and 10 to 52 when I'm at D.
How the fuck do you stay in tune?
Just you got to stretch the hell out of them.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
I break a lot of E strings though, but
I'm sure.
not with Anthrax. So because my tech changes them every day, but
Yeah,
home and don't change them every day. I'm breaking strings all the time.
I bet. Yeah, I wouldn't even think about buying 8s. I just bought my son a guitar, and it's a
I
micro
just love
guitar.
the loose feeling of them and the slinkiness. I love that.
Yeah.
So, how many guitars do you have with you on tour?
So with Anthrax, I think I have. What am I using live? I think I have 4 that I use live with Anthrax,
So,
and then dressing room guitar. So maybe 5 guitars out on the road with them.
all right, and then
I'm the type of guy that I'll stick with a guitar if I love it unless it goes out of tune or something. I like to keep playing the same one.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. I like to find that sweet spot with gear and with
Yeah.
everything. You just kind of sit there. You know what? I like this. I'm going to ride this out until it doesn't work so good anymore.
I'm not a big fan of change. Once I like something, I like to stick with it.
I hear you, brother.
Once a guitar, I feel like I have some special mojo with it. I don't want to switch it.
so is that like a real spoiling feeling having a guitar tech with you on tour?
Oh, it's amazing. Just that's a big thing of killing the anxiety is having a great guitar tech and knowing your shit's going to be right. When you don't have that, and something goes wrong, and you're the one who's got to try to figure out, and I'm a fucking moron, and so that shit would stress me out.
Yeah, dude, that's got to take away a lot of jitters, knowing that shit's handled for you.
That's one thing what I love about the Kemper is even when I play with my band, Live in Wreckage, and we're doing bars around here and stuff. It's like I have 2 cables, so it's like it's not a bunch of patch cables and trying to. If something's not working, it's not as much to go back and trace.
Yeah, it's nice not having this big ass snake following you around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't miss all the different stomp pedals, and then I don't miss tap dancing on stage. Like I got to shut this off, and then I got to turn these 2 on at the same time.
Yeah, I remember I toured with a band called Obsidian Sky. I only did 2 tours with them, but I remember we played a basement show in Lowell, Massachusetts. In some college frat house. It was fucking awful, but kids were moshing, and then they stepped on my pedal board, and then the buttons weren't working on it anymore. So when we got to the hotel room that night, I had to take the whole fucking thing apart. I got no sleep. I spent all night fixing it.
Yeah.
And then I remember every other day, at the venue, not being able to socialize with everybody because I had to change strings. Yeah, it was a shit show.
Yeah, I remember Shadows Falls' first tours. Zeus, our guy who did our records, he programmed this MIDI pedal for me before we went on tour. And when anybody would stage dive or crowd surf and land on it, they would fucking go, it would go to some crazy patch 107, and I'd be like, I just need 1, 2, 3. I don't know how to get back.
Do you force yourself to learn how your rig works, or how to make it proficient, just in case you lose your guitar tech on tour for any reason?
I should, but luckily I'm usually in bands with people. A guy will always say to me because he'll know how to fix it.
Right. So you just.
I used to with Shadows Fall bad, man, what the fuck? Amp's not working. He comes over, flips standby on. I'm like, oh fuck.
That's simple. That's hilarious. So, are you living in Massachusetts?
Yep.
You're back in Massachusetts. Okay. Is the rest of the band in Massachusetts besides for Brian?
For Shadows Fall?
Yeah.
Everyone but Brian. Brian's living in the St. Louis area.
Yeah. Nice. Oh man. So,
And and Jason's upstate New York, so he's always been there.
oh, has he?
Yeah.
How does that like work with practice? Do you guys just set a day and then you just all come together? Like, does Brian fly in?
Now for this, no, Brian hasn't. We haven't jammed with Brian since the last Shadows Fall show, but the rest of us have been getting together. Hopefully, Brian will come in sometime before that show, and we'll be able to jam with him.
Nice. So we have here in our notes that you have a nickname, Johnny Rock and Roll.
Yeah,
How did that come about?
that was our tour manager. Sully gave me that just because I was, like to have a few drinks and listen to a lot of '80s metal, a lot of arena rock, shit like Skid Row and Rat.
Nice, dude. I love that stuff.
So, do you have like a denim vest anywhere hanging in your closet?
Oh no, I wish. I never got to that level yet.
With all the patches on it, you know.
Yeah, it's funny because now you see younger kids now, at least at these Anthrax shows. There's you see like kids who are like 13, 14 wearing them.
See, he says he doesn't have a denim vest, but his hair says he does have a denim vest. And then he's lying to us.
I would wear one. If someone wants to buy me one.
We'll send you one with the Hollow Chord podcast stapled on the back of it.
All right, deal.
There we go. So what's it like starting over with like new bands? Like, do you ever have like a preconceived notion of where it's going to go, or you just go into it just because of the love of music?
I just do it like for the love of music. It was probably not a smart thing to do like during COVID and like not being able to really work in the music industry anymore. I probably should have went back to school. That would have been the smart thing to do, but I'm a fucking moron. I started a new band. And yeah, so I've had a lot of the stuff was written, or some of it was written when I was still in Shadows Fall. And then being in Anthrax all these years, I got so burnt on Shadows Fall and being on the business side of things too. I was involved in everything with Shadows Fall. Mm-hmm. So when I got to Anthrax, it was like, all right, cool. I don't have to worry about anything. Yeah. It's just like everything's taken care of.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great feeling, man.
It's great, and I'll just go out there and I play their songs, and that was great. And then I started missing writing and being involved in all the things like decisions and stuff. So I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna try to put my own thing back together. I haven't done it since almost 10 years.
Right.
So COVID hit and I had nothing but time on my hands. So I was going through the riff bag and putting songs together, and got in touch with a couple of friends and just started putting together, and one by one we just all came together. And we were originally going to do a demo and we were flying through shit so fast that we ended up recording a full length record. So that'll be out in hopefully early 2022.
Nice.
But like I said, if people want to check it out, there's a couple videos on YouTube, and there's a couple songs on all platforms if they want to check it out.
Oh yeah, we definitely will.
Yeah, man. I found your YouTube stuff already. We'll make sure we share that out for everybody. I really dig the sound of Living Wreckage, man. I was reading some interview you did, and where you were quoted as saying your goal with Living Wreckage was to make good old hard rock and metal that fits somewhere between Skid Row and Pantera. As soon as I read that, dude, you had me. I was like, that's it right there.
I mean, those are like my two go-to bands, like that and probably Metallica are the three. When I'm having a few beers and I want to get wild, I'm gonna pick probably one of those three bands.
Hell yeah, dude! Those are the best bands for that. Like,
yeah. So yeah, if I'm at a bar and I'm getting pretty lit up, I'm like, most likely those three bands are gonna be in my rotation.
That's great, dude. So with that in mind, like, is that how you picked your band members this time around? Is like based on those similar interests and who could really perform in that fashion?
Yeah, basically, I wanted to find four other guys with the same goal and the same music background that way. And I knew Matt and I always talked about doing something again. We're best friends and we live 10 minutes from each other. And it was just, he's busy, I'm busy, and we couldn't get our schedules back together.
Okay.
And then, like I said, this happened. It's like, what the hell else are you gonna do? So we all got together and put this thing together, and it's been fun. And my big thing was, I was like, where are we gonna find a singer? Because that's the hardest part.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't want just the screamer, as we talked before. My favorite vocalists are the melodic singing guys, and I wanted someone who had that rock and roll rasp
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yep.
And my friend, the other guitar player, he's like, dude, Jeff Garr from Death Ray Vision. He's like, he's got that rock and roll thing. And I was like, all right. Then he put that stuff on, and I was like, holy shit, this guy can sing his ass off. I was like, get him down here. And then he came down, and we just all clicked. We're all good friends. We're all just having a good time, and we're all getting together and jamming. It's not an email thing where, oh, here's my song, that. It's, you know, we were having good times. We go downstairs, you know, have a 30-pack. After we'd take a break, grill some food,
Just
fucking play some cornhole.
Dude, that's the way it should be done. That
Yeah,
that right there
like,
is music
It
101.
was kind of just, yeah, it was just kind of like being a teenager again,
Yeah.
and just like not really having to worry about anything, because, you know, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if we were going to get a record label, or there was no management or anything. There's nobody over our shoulders. We're just being kids again, playing in the basement and having fun. And
That's
just,
great, man.
now what makes this still a lot of fun is when you see us live, we do covers too. So if we have to play like a 2-hour set, you're hearing mostly covers, and that's fun too. So we're playing Soundgarden, we're playing Alice in Chains, playing Skid Row, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, you know, Metallica, Pantera, all that kind of stuff. All our favorite bands, we're able to play that live too, and that really keeps your energy up and get really into it, because you're playing shit that you love and that you grew up on.
Yeah, man, that's great, dude. I got
And
it.
then you're not boring the audience either, because they know the song. So then we'll sneak in some of our originals here and there, and so they're not just sitting there like, all right, who gives a shit about these guys?
I know I previously, before I joined that Stone Temple Pilots tribute that I told you about, I had a hang-up about playing covers. Like, I always was like, fuck that shit. I'm always going to write originals. I'm never going to play covers. Until I did it, and I saw how fun the crowds were.
I've always tried to
Yeah.
convince him otherwise. I'm like, dude, it's fun.
I was like that in high school, because people would be like, can you play this? Can you play that? And I'd only learn the parts that I was really liked. Like, I'll learn that part of the solo, because that's cool. I'll learn this riff. I was too lazy to learn the whole thing. And so people are like, why don't you learn the songs? And I go, well, you're not going to make it playing other people's songs. I'm like, you got to write your own shit. So I was always writing my own stuff. And the way that happened for me is my ear is not that great. So when I would try to learn other people's shit, I'd mess up and stumble onto something that I was like, well, that sounds kind of cool too. And then I just, my ADD kicked in, and I'd go off on that. Instead of trying to learn what I was trying to learn, something else happened, and I just ran with that. And that's how a lot of my riffs are written.
That's exactly how I am, to the T. Like, I would try to, like, learn some kill switch riffs. And yeah, I would stop at, like, the intro to End of Heartache. Just that little, like, or that little droney, like, and then I'd, like, play something else, and that'd be it for me.
Yeah, that's exactly, like, a lot of my riffs come up that way. I always got music going on in my house, and pick up a guitar and be like, oh, that's cool. What are they doing there? Then something happens. And you're like, whoa, what was that? That kind of sounds cool. I'm going to try to run with that and see if anything happens.
So, is there a band that you think didn't get their just due from Massachusetts? Like, even a band that was signed that just didn't get enough hype? Because I can think of one.
Well, I could, like I said, Overcast before. I thought they were going to be the first ones to get signed out of that whole scene. Definitely Overcast. There was a band called Slowpoke that was awesome too, from my area.
I like that name.
And then there was a band called Only Live a Witness from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Fucking dude, if you want to hear a guitar tone, buy Only Live Witness, or you don't have to do that. You can just stream it. Pro and Modal Form by Only Live Witness, and that's where Adam from Killswitch. That was his record where he was trying to get that sound when we were kids.
Mhm.
That was why we were like, fuck, man, what is that guy using?
That's awesome. So I thought that Unearth never got their the shine they deserved.
Yep.
That
Yep.
band is a powerhouse.
Mhm.
I remember
Totally.
I saw them at what was that bar in Delaware? That small venue. Do you guys remember?
Are you talking about Lancaster?
No, in Delaware.
Like Mojo.
Mojo 13. That was it.
Okay.
There's a venue in Delaware called Mojo 13, and I
Yeah,
saw them
yeah.
there. You don't want to go there. It's literally like a hole in the wall bar, like a
Well,
bar.
hopefully Lim Wreckage will be there in a few months.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to make it happen. I'll see if I know anybody. But it's
Yeah,
just,
man,
it's just-
Unearth, that's a force, and that's a band fucking that'll take you down live. That's a serious live act right there.
Oh yeah, but
dude.
they're playing it on this 1-foot stage, with God Forbid, Shia Hulud. Who else played that night? It wasn't Within the Ruins, but I saw Within the Ruins there too once. But seeing God Forbid there and Unearth together.
I always thought
was-
God Forbid was way underrated.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
But it was just a sad thing to see. Although I'm glad that I'm seeing them in such an intimate setting.
Yeah.
They should be way bigger than playing this fucking
Yeah,
bar.
it's gonna be great because they're playing our show in
Right.
December.
Oh, great.
Which they
Then
should
Dark-
be.
Them in Darkest Hour. So it's gonna be. We grew up with those guys since we were kids, so it'll be fun to see everyone, and it's gonna be 2002 all over again.
Yeah, this isn't a show. This is an old-fashioned block party, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be such a rager. It's gonna be awesome.
That's great, dude.
That's amazing, man. So, do we have anything else? Should we jump to Fuckery of the Day?
Yeah, if you got it.
All right, man. So we have this segment called Fuckery of the Day, where
All right.
we ask our guests to tell us, and you being a touring musician, I'm sure you have a bunch of it, but anything that you think is fuckery that you've seen on the road, any kind of crazy stories that happen on the road, but it's
Well,
got to be fucking bananas.
I mean, Matt Bashan and I from Shadow Spall, we made up a thing called the piss taco.
Oh shit!
Oh,
A lot of it happened on the Slipknot tour, and Joey Jordison was involved too, where we were fucking getting blacked out, hammered, pretty much every night on that tour. And I don't know, man. Something about the bus rolling and being hammered. Sometimes you piss yourself. So we take our comforter from the bunk, and you just cover the area of piss and wrap yourself like a taco in it, and just kind of forget about your problems.
Oh my god!
I remember Joey. I think had to buy a new mattress for his bus.
Oh my god! That's pretty gnarly.
That was
That's
with,
funny shit.
25 years old, just fucking being idiots every night.
Yeah, not giving a fuck about anything, right?
Yeah,
That's
can't go that hard anymore.
Sure.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask. Are the other guys in Anthrax, with you touring with them, I guess, as of late, are they pretty tame now?
Yeah, they're totally tame, man. I don't think I've ever seen them drunk, honestly.
Scott Ian's backstage in a bathrobe reading the newspaper.
Yeah, they're just family guys. They're fucking nuts on stage, you think because they have so much energy, and then backstage is just nice and quiet and watching movies and stuff. And I'm the one who's probably drunk somewhere in the corner with the guitar techs. No, man, they've got their shit together. I've never seen them get out of hand.
Yeah, every time I think about Scott, I'm like, he's probably in some corner with a guitar playing old SOD riffs somewhere.
Yeah, he's a riff dude. That guy's the rhythm machine.
Was there is there a generation? What am I trying to say? Is there
Like a generation.
Are you guys
gap.
relatable? Can you relate with those guys, or is there a problem trying to get on their level? Do you feel like the outsider because of the
We
age
a
difference?
lot of the same. Yeah, well, definitely there's going to be that because there is that age gap, and they've been together for 40 years. I've been together for 9 years, so obviously there's going to be that.
Of course.
But no, also, they make me feel really comfortable since day one. It's such a fun band to be with. We still have a lot of laughs, especially they got a great crew too. So the band and the crew, like just sitting up late at night and listening to music, just having laughs, and everyone's a ball buster. You know, everyone's like ranking on each other and making fun of each other, which is great. I love that kind of shit. But yeah, and then a lot of stuff like I listen to like the hair metal stuff and stuff that was like, oh no way. But you know, we all our common ground is thrash metal and the heavy shit.
Word.
So, speaking of the hair metal, I was listening to, speaking of God forbid, a few minutes ago, I was listening to your segment on Doc Coyle's podcast. And he mentioned that you've got some pipes of your own. Was there ever any consideration of you singing for Living Wreckage or any projects?
You see, I've thought about that because, you know, singers are hard to find and then be one less guy to deal with.
Yeah.
But I can't sing and play at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know how Dave Mustaine does it.
Yeah, dude.
Like something like that, or any of them. Like, you know, any of the Hatfield, like just don't. I can't separate.
I can't even talk and play at the same time.
If I'm doing like I do harmonies in Living Wreckage, but it's got to be an easy riff.
Right.
As soon as it has any kind of spider fingers going on, I'm out. So I would never be able to be a full-on singer, and then I would just wouldn't feel comfortable doing that either because I like to hide behind that guitar. I don't have that fucking personality of the singer, and even doing these things are like kind of uncomfortable for me to do, like interviews and stuff. Like, you have to have that outgoing personality to do this shit.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. That's
Yeah. Well, we try to make it like you're just like talking with the, you know,
this
with the homies,
is good.
you know.
I'm having a good time. Sometimes you kind of be like, you know, you get caught up and am I saying the right things, or should I be saying that? Shouldn't I? And just, I'd rather shoot the shit with somebody at a bar when it's not like that, you know.
yeah. There's no pressure. You're just having a conversation at that point.
Yeah.
So were you part of the Big Four shows?
No, I wish. Yeah, man, I wish that would happen again. But now Slayer's retired. I don't know if I'll ever have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's usually a farce in the music business, right? When somebody's like, "We're retired." Motley Crue's been retired 8 times already.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, come at Kiss.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. Kiss's farewell, Ozzy's farewell tours. I mean, come on. The Rolling Stones have been doing farewell tours for 40 years.
Slayer will be back
I
when they run out
can't
of money.
imagine ever stopping. I couldn't. I mean, I love it so much. I can't imagine saying, you know what, I'm done playing music. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sure Slayer will run out of money at some point, and they will need more money, and they will tour, and you can do the Big Four again.
The only way I'd want to stop is if I physically can't do it anymore, and then I don't even. If I can't fucking play guitar, I don't even know if I'd want to be alive.
Right. Yeah, I feel that, man.
Yeah, dude. Seriously.
So, what's your dream tour?
Ooh, for like
Just you playing in a band, doesn't matter what band, and then
if I
what
could
bands,
be in any band,
Yeah,
or
and then-
for if I could open up for any band.
Anything. Just put together a dream
Either
tour.
or, man. Whatever.
I would like to be. I would like for Pantera to add another guitar player.
Good answer.
There's some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to take his spot.
Yeah.
I want to take the background guy. Like, add another guy.
What if Phil and Rex came to you and said, "Hey, you're the new Dime"?
Dude, I would not want that job. No way. The pressure of that, no way.
I know, dude.
I'm terrible at playing shit note for note, and someone like that, you have to fucking do it exactly for somebody like Dime.
Oh yeah.
You got to be spot on with that, and then the microscope you have on you, I would not want that on me.
Oh, dude, one missed squeal, forget about it. The audience is gonna turn on you so
And
fast.
I'm not a whammy bar guy either, so I would just, man, no, nobody wants to hear that.
Oh yeah, like there's one he does for Cemetery Gates or fucking. I'm surprised like his shit didn't break. You know what I mean?
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he's broke thousands of guitars.
Sure, dude, but still.
Pulled
Yeah,
the
that
fucking
tour, the Shadows Fall Damage Plan tour. Oh man, that was a fucking wild time.
Sure it was. How What was the timeline of that tour between you playing and then Dime's death?
This is right there, man. We that happened because our last show on the tour was us, The Haunted, and Damage Plan. And last show was in Albany, New York, and Damage Plan was going to do some shows on the way home to Dallas, and just to do these one-off shows to pay their expenses. And it was like 2 or 3 days after they were just on their way, and it stopped in Columbus.
Oh,
And
Jesus
I
Christ,
remember,
dude.
I remember Zach Wild's tech, Freddie Koalo, calling me, and I was at my friend Dan's house with Matt, actually, Bashan. We were doing our thing on a Wednesday night. It was a Wednesday night because we used to call it Wild Wednesday. I remember that. And I remember Fred saying, "What's going on?" Because a lot of people thought we were still there because we were just on that tour. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, someone said Dime got shot. They're like, what? And I just couldn't comprehend, like, what do you mean? And so hung up the phone with him. And then that night I went home and saw it on the news. And I just couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah, dude, that's gotta be wild. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And the thing about him too is like, that guy's been my hero since I've been 13. He's probably my all-around favorite guitar player. I think I call him the MVP because he could play his ass off at rhythm, play his ass off at leads, plus write songs. He was like the triple threat, where a lot of guys have one of those, and he had all three, and his own thing going, style, and he was just the biggest guitarist of my generation. He was had the most influence on everyone. Pantera was the metal band.
Yeah.
For my generation. And on all the guitar covers and stuff, and the guy was the coolest guy to everybody. Yeah. That's why I couldn't believe it. And, you know, he's the only guy I've seen buy their fans drinks.
Right.
You know, usually the fans will come up like, "Hey, man, let me get you a drink." And this guy's buying shots for like the whole bar and hanging out with everybody and just acted like he wasn't fucking one of the top guitar players of the world.
Yeah, he always seemed so down to earth, and anything I ever saw, I mean, he really was a unique individual, dude. I mean, he had a style all onto himself.
I was so excited to tour with him, and I've always wanted to like hang out with the guy since I was a kid watching those Pantera videos. That made me want to tour. Like, that looked so much fun. These guys are having the time of their lives, and they're fucking hilarious. I want to hang with these guys.
Yeah.
And he was everything I wanted plus more. Like, this is the guy I wanted you to be. Plus, he blew my mind even more. He was,
oh, dude, isn't that just the best when you meet somebody that you've been waiting to meet forever, and they really live up to that expectation?
Yeah, and that's when that happened. That's what I was like, how could anyone? Why would anyone want to shoot that guy? He's nothing but nice to people.
I know, it's so fucked
I've never
up.
seen him snub anybody. He'd be out there signing autographs all the time. Just always had the time for people.
Yeah. So fucked up the way that went down, man. Such a shame.
So did that put like a detriment like on you guys? Did that put like a little bit of a fear of you guys touring after the fact?
Not for me. I know it has for some people, but I mean that the chances of stuff like that happening are not
Common.
very often.
Yeah, it's such a freak thing, man. I mean, nobody could
Yeah.
ever really expect that. And security tightened so much after that happened, too. I mean, like, you couldn't, even crowd surfing. I remember I was at one show, but as soon as I came up to the front, I was grabbed by, like, my neck by the security guard, like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of musicians who are, and they do think of that, and that's understandable completely. But
sure.
I would still have myself. I would still have no problem doing a club show with no barricade and people jumping up on stage and going over and stuff. That's still, I wouldn't. I just don't think it's something that's going to really happen a lot.
Yeah, that's not
Forever
realistically
again,
going to
I don't know.
happen. Yeah,
Just don't
Yeah,
do it.
I mean, isn't that's really the only time I can ever think of that happened? Like, that someone got shot on stage. I don't know of any others.
That Selena chick, right? I know
Was that on stage?
I think she was on stage, right?
no, I don't think she
No?
was on stage. I think that was because
Thought
that
she
was
on
the
stage.
that
Wasn't
was
there
her,
a singer? There was some pop singer. I have two little sisters.
Yeah, I know
so
who you're talking about. I just
Yeah.
I didn't think it was on stage, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think there was some pop singer recently, some like Disney Channel pop singer who got shot on stage.
Oh,
Oh, wait a
I'm
minute.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about somebody else.
No, I'm thinking of the same
What's
person
that?
you're thinking of.
Yeah. I know you're talking about like Selena from the '90s, and she didn't get shot on stage.
Okay. But then there's another pop singer recently.
But
Within the
there
past
was a
couple years.
Disney girl
Yeah.
but I think they had a bomb. I think they had a bomb at her show.
That's
That
what
was
it
the
was. It was
Ariana
down
Grande.
in like
Yeah,
Miami
yeah.
or something,
I
wasn't
think it was
it?
in England or something that they had a bomb at the show.
No, but there was another girl that like
Yeah.
she was doing like a meet and greet in the lobby of her show or something like
Yeah.
that, and
Oh, then you did have that crazy incident too, the Bataclan, where at the Eagles of Death Metal, where that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yup.
I heard about that. Yeah. So
So yeah, I guess I mean because I was on tour with Anthrax and Slayer when that happened. We were in Germany, and there was talks of going home, but we didn't. But I know a lot of bands during that time went home.
I'm sure. Yeah. The girl's name was.
I remember like all the shows where you'd have a security briefing after that, and they're like, "All right, if anything happens, you're going this way. This is the door, and all that." So that was a scary time.
Yeah, so I just looked it up. The girl's name's Christina Victoria Grimmie, and she got shot at the Plaza Live.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a songwriter, actress, and YouTuber. Nobody that we would know, but I just heard it. I know I heard it on the news.
Well, I remember now who you're talking about, but she was actually like on either like American Idol or The Voice or one of those shows, and that's how she got her start.
I know it was a big deal, but yeah, she got shot at a show too. Which I mean, these days you would think they would get their shit together. I remember playing a show not too long after Dime died, and it was at the Trocadero in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember they checked my guitar case going into the venue, and it was a local show. Like it wasn't big people there, but they were like not fucking around one bit.
That's what I mean.
I remember
dude.
playing the Troc on that tour with Damage Plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Troc's a rad venue.
I was supposed to go to that show at the Troc, and something happened. My buddy that was going to go with me got sick. He was supposed to pick up the tickets, and he gets sick, and he's like, "Dude, we can't go. I didn't get the tickets." And I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck, man?" And then we were both like, "Oh, it's cool. We'll catch him next time." It was, we were sad to miss the tour, and then 2 days, 3 days, whatever it was later, we heard about Dime, and we're like, "Oh my god, dude."
Oh, fuck.
Did you ever jam with him? You ever teach any riffs?
We would jam backstage occasionally. But yeah, he was hilarious because I was like, "Hey man," I remember being backstage at Urban Plaza in New York, and because I'm not a whammy bar guy, but I'm like, how do you do that squeal? And I remember he was joking around. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'll show you how to do it, but you'll never be able to fucking do it."
That's funny.
Dude, yeah, I mean, you jam with Dime, you kind of have to ask him those questions. You kind of got to dig into that a little bit.
Yeah. And then the cool thing is too, he likes a lot of the '80s shit too. I remember we were getting trashed on his bus and Crank and Dockin, he's rapping me Christmas tinsel and stuff.
Fucking right, man.
It was fun because he liked a lot of that stuff too. Where a lot of the heavier bands would probably like, "Oh, we don't listen to that stuff."
Oh yeah, dude. 90% of Pantera fans Pantera came from that glam metal background. They loved Kiss, bands like that.
Yeah.
And it's
But
like
he didn't shy away from it, man. He was fucking cranking on the bus. I was like, all right.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
Right up my alley.
that had to be so much fun.
Yeah, it was the best.
Oh god.
So on that note, is there anything you want to plug? I think we're about to wrap it up.
Yeah, man. Just the Deliver Wreckage thing, man. We're just brand new, so we're trying to get anyone out there to try to listen to us and take a chance with it and see what happens. So go on Facebook, Live in Wreckage, and Instagram and Bandcamp. Check out the 3-song EP we have called One Foot in the Grave, and hopefully we'll be doing some shows out there.
Fuck
and
yeah.
then Shadows Fall, there's a show happening, but it's sold out, so there's no more tickets. So
You guys should
who
try.
knows? Hopefully this might lead to something else. Maybe we will do more shows if this thing goes right. And Anthrax is going to be out doing shows here and there, and then a full tour, European tour next September of 2022 with Municipal Waste.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
Right
So
on,
if
dude.
you ever come to Philly, man, we'll have you back on. You can come do it live if you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
feel
sure.
free anytime. You ever
Yeah, and if
Whenever
I'm
around
out there,
Philly.
you guys got my number. Just hit me up, and we'll go out and have some drinks and have some fun.
Hell
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
man.
Sweet,
Take you
dude.
around the city for sure.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
John,
Thank you for
thank you
your
so
time, man.
much, man.
Take care.
Take care.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Hollow Chord Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at the Hollow Chord Podcast, Instagram at the Hollow Chord Podcast, and Twitter at the Fuckery of the Day. Fuckery of the Day.
All the fuckeries.
All the days.
Send us your fuckeries.
Yeah.
The hollowchordpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, we receive emails. People still send those things, right?
Yeah, for sure. Send us everything, anything.
Yep. Also, you can find our podcast wherever podcasts can be listened to.
Don't buy it though.
No, don't
It's
pay
fucking
for that shit.
bootleg shit.
Yeah, it's free on Spotify. You don't even need to pay for Spotify to listen. You might get commercials, but that's on you. You know, pay for that premium. Don't forget to, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your uncle. Like, share, subscribe.
Have your mom call us.
Yeah, hit that notification, John. So every time we release an episode, you get that in your notification. You know it's not your girlfriend texting you. It's us. New episode. Listen.
Ding. You have anything to add, Stan?